Hello everyone, I wanted to say hi ahead of time, give you big hugs. Hope everyone's okay. Hope you're doing really well. So anyway, it's time to dive into our dearest Kamala. Check into her week. So this will be for August 12th through the 18th. And we might get some flavors of the full moon that's coming in on the 19th because, of course, she was born during a full moon. And then the convention is coming up on the 19th as well, on a full moon. Okay, anyway, let me just bring you over my table and we'll get this going. Okay, so I decided to use the maybe Lenormand or Lenormand, if you want to call it that, or the Lennies. A lot of people just say the Lennies, it makes it easier. So I'm settling into her week for the 12th to the 18th. And I just want to let you guys know I do plan on doing a very detailed astrological reading for her. And then also with the with Tim Kaine or Tim Kaine. What am I saying? Oh my God, Tim Walls. Not Tim Kaine. Tim Walls in her chart. I don't have an exact birth time for him, but I can still put his planets in her houses, to see how he affects her. We all know it's looking really good. And then I'll do the DNC convention. But man, the full moon that's coming up on the 19th is exactly conjunct her Saturn, well, within 1 degree. When it's like legal full, and then as the the convention starts, that full moon will go across over her midheaven, during that week, over her midheaven and into her 10th house of career. So I think that's pretty darn good, especially because when the moon's full, it up against her Saturn, joined up with her Saturn, there will be this mature expression for humanity coming through her. What will happen is it will really illuminate the area of her life, which is the 9th house, which is courts of law and a belief system that we can all believe in, a belief system geared towards humanity. It will illuminate all of that. And then it's also making an aspect of the architect over to her moon, a sextile to her moon, and a trine down to her sun. Oh, God. Because she has that in her chart. So the full moon on the 19th is going to illuminate that whole configuration there. And she also has another one, too, coming from her nodes and nodal axis in Mars. Oh man, this woman she's a force to be reckoned with. And I love that Tim named her a joyful warrior. And I suspect that he was mirroring with her because I think that he's also a joyful warrior. So anyway, I can't wait to look at all those charts, and I'll try to do it this Sunday. Okay. Kamala, Devi. I love her first name's Lotus in Hindu, and then Devi, Lotus, like Lotus goddess, right? God, her mom was brilliant. Okay. All right, so for this week, what will be her experience this week? Dang, this woman is such a hard worker. She's so committed. And this is not her first rodeo in this either. With her South Node in Sag, Sag rules politics and it rules belief systems, and it's ruled by Jupiter. And then in conjuncts, there's a quincunx 135-degree aspect over to her natal Jupiter. Natal Jupiter being in the house of source energy and unfinished business, in the 12th house. Yeah, she left her last lifetime like, no, I'm not done. I want to do more of this. Oh, right there. Okay. All righty. Oh, look at this. Okay. Reaching across the aisle. Partnerships. So this is the center, the very center of her week. Now, I don't know if this would be 45. It could be, because that's usually his card. But it could also be caretaking. And I'm a little worried about COVID there, honestly. Then again, we've got well, let me just get the cards laid out. That's interesting to have the dementia card right next to COVID. I mean, right next to the Trump card. Oh, shoot, and then the water card. Oh, man, and then the clouds. Yeah, that's the thing. If we've got a new strain of COVID out, and we do, and people are traveling a lot, all of these things are super spreader events. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and lay these out, but I'm going to start at the center and work my way out, and you'll get to experience. I'll read it from several different angles, like I usually do. Okay. So there's the 7 days of the week. We could possibly explore 3 cards for each day. But this is, this is the week while she's preparing for the convention, but she's also out, constantly on the trail. I mean, she's rallying. They're rallying all over the place and drawing huge crowds. But so I don't like this. I love this. The fish can be a lot, but it can be water. The clouds are, moisture. We've got the birds with the voice going out, and then we've got the burden over here and the pain. And the health card here. And this is my card for super spreader events. Now, on another level, maybe this is not about her at all. I guess we'll find out when I do Trump's reading next. But, okay. Let me just focus with her first. Because, it doesn't look good for Trump. Here she is in partnership. And she is that peaceful warrior. This could be the card of the peaceful warrior. Who wouldn't love to sit around the fire with her? Even a campfire. I'd sit anywhere with her just to hang out. And this is her reputation with the moon. This is her reputation. And we are joyful. We are celebrating. If we want to combine these cards together here. Over here, this is whether or not she's exposed to COVID. This card, the tree is all about it's a person's DNA. It's a person's ancestry. It's how they're grounded. It's the way their brain works. It's what they will invest in. And she invests in the people, no matter what the burden is, and she'll totally invested in our government, the way our government works, and to keep it working and functioning correctly. I think she is protected, but this week she will experience a lot of handshaking and maybe some confusion around that guy felt weird. Because we know she's got to be pretty darn psychic because she's so clear. Now, with the crossroads down here, again, this is like traveling. Traveling, and again, the connection, but then lots of protection too. Okay. So focusing in on the 9 box here, connecting. Maybe this is her. They don't have. Her and Trump don't have a debate scheduled, but maybe this is her agreeing to debate him. I know I went outside the 9 box there, but her agreeing to debate him, and then also on another level, she's going to be going, back and forth between her home, but she's also going to be improving partnerships, improving relationships that are super important. The fish card is also our card of abundance. So it could be a lot of donations, a lot of people donating because they want to be out of the confusion. They want to be out of the darkness. Now, on another level, too, with the cross card here, because it is our card for religion, it's possible that she's getting really, making some headway to clear out the confusion around these extremist, religious organizations that want to basically take away all the rights of women. So that's interesting there. And again, I know I went out of that 9 box here. But here she is, moving forward, making important headway on the road. There's something tricky dogging her, though. There's cloudy, confused people who are confused. I bet you this is... I bet you these people who are, very, well, and she's pro-Palestinian, but people who are, remember the hecklers? Remember the hecklers the other day? Yesterday, I think? Boy, she had a good comeback. So, yeah. Basically, she told them, if you want Trump to win, keep talking like that, but I'm talking now. Basically, I'm talking now. So she did assert her wisdom there, but this is her, peaceful, and she will experience peace of mind. And maybe there is some scheduling thing for that has to do with Trump, and we'll hear about it, I guess, for a debate. She has said so far that she, the December 10th debate is on. For her, she's going to show up whether or not he does. And if he doesn't show up, it'll just turn into a rally for her. So, okay, this is interesting. She's going to be, well, all eyes are on her. Everybody's watching her, and they're watching what she says. And they're actually shocked by how well she's doing. There's so much, there's just so much going out for her. And then mirroring these cards together, I think I've covered these pretty well. They're looking at how grounded she is. They're looking at her health, and I think the best way best energy we could send would just to send tons of faith. I think maybe people have faith in her reputation. This week she'll experience more of that, but she's gonna just continue to work really hard. Sometimes this card can come through when we have a little bit of lower back trouble. But, this is a card of her karma. This is a card of her karma. Karma being, her cross to bear. We all have it. Each one of us have, a spinal column and 2 arms. And this is always our cross to bear. But it's, she doesn't mind the burden, I don't think. I honestly don't think she minds it at all. I think because this is what she came in for, right? I mean, I can tell by looking at her natal birth map that she's extremely committed to healing, to helping, to, and especially women and anyone who has not been treated fairly. So, okay. The burden mostly has to do with her, the words that she says. She's trying to I think she's trying to, make sure that she's received well here. But yeah, I do worry about COVID. And but I love that the dark side is on it's away from the partnerships. The light side's on the partnerships or the reaching across the aisle. That's a big plus. Her to look at these angles here, her reputation, her public persona, her public reputation is to bring us out of the clouds. Out of the clouds of 45. So if I do read this as Trump, I mean, look how this card knights to him. And this is a really important thing for her to do for our Constitution, for our government. And yeah, we celebrate that. We definitely celebrate that. So, but continuing on, should this angle here, she's just going to continue to keep moving forward. Continue to have a lot of donations, and that hearth will just be filled. Okay, so opening up the reading, there could be something surprising and shocking thrown into the fire on 45. I mean, he used to eat paper. Maybe we're going to find out about some papers that were burnt. I don't know. But I was asking for the experience of her week. I think she's going to be shocked at what he's trying to put out there. That's, and she's going to realize just how demented he is. But we've known that for a long time. Reading the Four Corners, well, it could be that there's maybe an ending as to something shocking. I don't know. I mean, this is a card. It's the revelry card. It's about partying and drinking and celebrating. And then the little tower card down here is the our government, our institutions. I'm wondering if there's going to be a surprise announcement, because we've got the birds here, as to how she wants to end, I don't know, some way that maybe, this is a card that's kind of confusing to me, but with the healthcare, something with healthcare. Maybe the abuses on the healthcare system, like, Medicare, maybe there's something that comes out about somebody else's abuse. Who was that a while back? Was it Tim Scott? Then they elected him again anyway. Isn't he? He's Bat Boy, right? Voldemort. But maybe there's going to be some announcement as to her wisdom, because of something she's seen, to end the shock to the healthcare, because this whole line here seems to be like healthcare system. Now, okay, reading it in the worst way, because I have to read it in all ways, this could be a time of rest, and it's surprising because she's been at too many super spreader events, and she's having to rest, having to isolate and rest. I really, really hope she does not get COVID. It could just be that she's exposed to it and then decides to isolate just to be safe so as to not spread it. because we do have protection here and support and help. The little doggy card is like nurses, doctors, any type of a therapist. Yeah. Let's see. With the fox, yeah, it's like, something's wrong here. Something's a little tricky. And here we are with, again, I mean, this has been my super spreader event card. If I were to look at it in a different way, I mean, the only thing I get from it is it has to do with partying. I mean, the flame is all about comfort. I don't think Trump is comfortable. But then again, if we look at this as just being, needing to take care, take comfort, something surprising that makes her needing to comfort herself. Darn. But this revelry card. Maybe it's just what she experiences after all these rallies and leading up to the full moon. Because, this could be like the last day of the week, the 18th, and the 19th would be over here, coming into the full moon. Maybe there is a big party for her to get her going, to get her some big party that gets her really amped up for her and Tim for the whole institution of the Democratic National Convention. Because that would definitely relate to this card. These two cards together too, I mean, besides health, with the tree being a health card, it's also our system. So the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, has the convention every year. That is part of its system. Yeah. Anyway. Maybe she just experiences a little too much, having a little too much wine, right? And then she has to put her feet up or something. I don't know. This to me is the beginning of the week. This is the end. So let's try reading it day by day. So let's try reading Monday. Some surprise wisdom comes through, and maybe it buries Trump, or maybe it is about, got to take a rest, got to take a break. Because she is a Libra. That's the thing is, and she's a 27-degree Libra, no less, which is, she's almost a 28-degree Libra, and there's only 29 degrees, and then the next one goes to 0. So she's at that last, she's at a very intense degree of Libra. Libras do need to learn balance. That's part of, the life task there. And then, because it's also trying her, her natal Saturn, there will be lessons in that. You learn. Saturn teaches you to master something, and then her Mercury in Scorpio is she's got that intense focus, intense thinking about planning for the future with intense goals. So that's very possible that. Towards the end of the week, she's experiencing the need to rest. But because if we read the four corners, framing in the entire week, but then again, maybe there's some warning on Monday that she really needs to rest. The coffin card doesn't have to be anything other than a little bit of loss, a little sickness. It can be sometimes burying something. Sometimes it's a painful realization that comes up that you need to, get something under control. Yeah. Now, on another weird level, you guys, this card can be a card of dismissal. And this being shocking here, and this line leading up to Trump, I'm wondering, definitely I think she'll be dismissing him all over the place. But I'm wondering if he resigns or does something I guess I'll see. I'll see when I do his reading. I probably should use the same deck. I'm going to do his after this one. So, okay. If I read this as Tuesday, a lot of comfort, but a lot of talk and a lot of travel, being on the road. So on the 13th. 14th, caretaking, trying to get enough water, realizing that's super important to stay super hydrated. I also, maybe Trump. Something with Trump. Wednesday, meeting up with wisdom, with people who are wise and people who are protective of her. The lilies is our card of masculine protection. So maybe this is Tim trying to protect her. I mean, he's an Aries as well. So he's at his sun isn't conjunct her moon, but it's close, it's within range. And then, she's holding that Libra there. I haven't gone into his chart a lot, so I can't say much more than that. We don't have an exact birth time for him, but it's okay. We've got enough. And we'll probably get it later. So let's see. The lilies here for Wednesday, I feel like in the combo with these other cards, she's moving forward in a peaceful way, having a lot of connections. It's probably traveling all week, but making even more connections on Wednesday. But this is our card for honesty and purity and wisdom. And, so I think she's meeting up with those types of people. And there's something really important that day. We'll see what that is. Let's see. Wait, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm sorry, this would be Thursday. Friday, coming and going a lot, maybe from home or, because storks come and go from the nest, but also, it also rules the ankles. I hope there's not a weird little ankle sprain or something like that, because with the fox here. Yeah, but the storks just generally, it's a card of improvement. It's a card of leaving and going somewhere else. So, of course, she'd be traveling to get to Chicago, I imagine. But it's a card of change. So, change, but a little bit of confusion with the clouds. Or change and then a little bit of hesitation with the clouds. Maybe change that she has to be patient and wait for. Maybe her experience of that day is just, travel plans not going as planned. Yeah, that's possible. It's something that simple, and we might not ever know about that at all. Or maybe it's one of those waking up in the mornings and going, oh man, can I do this? Can I do this? And then fighting off this, because it's huge. I would hope this too, the lilies up here would be Biden supporting her. And maybe he's still not feeling good and she's connecting with him and, she has to kind of pull herself out of that. The fox doesn't, I know when I read on Trump, it's always fraud and scam because that's what he is. But when it comes to just some traditional meanings, like when I read from my private clients, this is just a card of working things to your advantage. It's a card of trusting your instincts. And same thing with the doggy here. They're all about the smell and trusting the instincts. But it's also our card for just work. Foxes don't settle and they don't go in caves like a bear. They're out there in the winter nose diving into the snow to try to find something to eat. I used to watch them when I lived up in the mountains. Yeah. And it might just be some travel thing, like getting stuck in some, like a terrible traffic jam, and then being held back and kind of stuck in confusion there, just like, oh, when is this going to let up? I know she's got her Air Force too, but of course, there's still a lot of ground travel that happens when they land. Okay, Saturday, the moon brings in, it's getting close to the full moon. We're in that, 3 days leading up to it, and or 2 days before, actually. This is a card of her public reputation, her honor. And she's going to be feeling, it's also her creativity, and she's going to be feeling burdened by the load that she's carrying, but this is what she signed up for this lifetime. And then she's going to just go, I can do it. I can do this. I'm the underdog. Literally, these 2 cards right here are underdog. And she doesn't mind. And she will experience us seeing her that way, and all of our emotional support for her. Okay, then Sunday we have a celebration. She's going to be celebrating with, I think, her whole staff, all the systems. They're going to be brainstorming. I think this would be, Tim brainstorming with her. And yeah, I can't really lend anything more to that. This is her karma. This is her roots. It's in her DNA. It's in her DNA to celebrate these strong systems that are put in place to protect. So, okay. I think I'm just going to get this uploaded, and if anyone's watching that has either studied this yourself or taken my lessons, feel free to add, or anyone. They're images. These are images. They're art, and everybody is intuitive and psychic. So put in what you guys think. Okay, bye.